Now put yourself in my shoes, okay? Honestly, this whole thing needs to be listened to. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna listen to the whole thing again.
And now they're just being normal, which means look for Sebastian, look for leads, push his poster out there, get his face out there. I don't care.
I hate to tell you all, but we don't owe that. We're not in you're not entitled to our awareness. Okay?
If you share just the profile picture, the FBI poster, just share the poster.
Nah.
Because when it made its way to another
How many people are now sharing Sebastian's awareness? Everybody's scared to. Nobody wants to anymore.
state, stuff started happening very quickly. That state had no idea who Sebastian was. Philadelphia doesn't know who Sebastian is for the most part. You can't.
If Philadelphia doesn't know who Sebastian is, why isn't Nick, the private intelligence group, how come I don't see one flyer for Sebastian anywhere? Do you know? You want to know the God's honest truth? I'm going to the Eagles parade on Friday. And I already have plans to go pick up over 50 of Sebastian's posters to give out while I take the train and am in Philly for one of the biggest days ever. I thought about wearing a shirt, but I think I'm gonna wear my shirt that says I'm being sued for my freedom of speech instead. But I will seize that moment to bring attention to Sebastian where I see his team isn't. Right, she can stay away from drama. You know that, Sunshine Madness. She's been around for years.
In the street, if you show them a picture, they're going to say, we don't know who that is.
Why are
So
you
he could
getting
be
out there
walking
then?
around with an abductor, and they don't know that, right? And neither does Sebastian. He is, I'm not saying that he doesn't know that, because I'm sure
Sebastian.
he's catching on right now. Something's not right. Where's my mom? Where's my dad? Where are my parents, right?
Oh, man, this guy is so logical. It's going to be hard to get through this, to be honest. This is the intelligence at work, my friends.
So if they are on the move with an abductor, it's
Exactly.
important that his face is seen nationwide. That's the goal. By January 1st,
Nationwide is on your side. Why didn't he do it? Now, listen what he says here. By January 1st, we are now on February 12th.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his face and name will be known nationwide in all states
By January 1st, listen again.
nationwide. Where are my parents, right? So if they are on the move with an abductor, it's important that his face is seen nationwide. That's the goal.
Then why did you and his father why did his father send out cease and desist to the people that were putting up billboards? To the people that were in Tennessee, boots on the ground? Why did you stop that? Matter of fact, Nick, thank you for saying that, Snimsky. Thank you for saying that. Let's ask about this. I was one of the only, and I do mean only, creators that ended every single show about Sebastian with awareness to Sebastian. But you guys wanted to silence me.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his face and name will be known nationwide in all states across the United States. That's a fact. We are working hard for that.
That's a fact.
And it's just to spread his name, face recognition. People need to know who they're looking for and that somebody's missing. There's no indication that leads anybody to believe that Sebastian has been harmed yet. There's nothing. So again, Dog, the bounty hunter, is operating under the assumption that Sebastian is alive. And with that said, continue calling Dog with leads. Call the TBI, call the FBI, call anybody that will listen, report the lead, and they can clear it, right? Or they can pursue it. It's important to do that. As for the skunks,
So there he's telling everybody to call. Just call. Any lead you have, just call. But yet they're saying that we done this, right? Okay. I'm looking for my video as I
we
speak.
gave you guys a lot of chances. And the ones that are still running around, you know who you are. Um, I've never seen something like that. And I am very interested to see what the court's reaction is going to be.
So
Because
are we.
love me if you want, hate me if you want, call me
Uh-huh.
a fraud if you want, call me fake news if you want, call me.
Oh, why are you projecting everything you've ever heard, huh? He's saying, call me all these things if you want, yet you're suing us for calling you the things that you just said we can call you. I mean, is he not?
A felon if you want, call me a parolee if you want.
You
The
are.
law is the law.
It
So
is.
when you go into court, you
Uh-huh.
can't tell the judge, all right, Your Honor, he's on parole, so I can.
You can't. You can't. Your Honor, he's on parole, and if I feel that he violated parole, I have a right to call his parole officer. You think I can't? Let's get the thumbs up a little bit higher to show these guys that they were not able to silence us the way they sought. You failed. You failed.
Please give me a break. That's not going to work if that's your.
You know what else isn't going to work, Nick? It's also not going to work that you filed a bunch of criminal codes for a civil filing. That's also not going to work. By the way, with your TMO degree, did you ever fix the 10? Again, let me repeat 10. They had 10 filings that did not make it through the most basic procedural step. 10. Where are you putting your money? These parolees don't learn, ain't that the fact?
If you think that's going to work, re-strategize.
How's your strategy
And
going?
there are more people that are being added. That is, I guess, the big news. Not really big news.
Not
It's just
really.
a few more. And guess what? There's going to be 50 people by the end
Oh,
of this.
50
So
people.
more are being added as of yesterday. More defendants have been added to the case.
Ah,
Not many,
okay.
but
Not
we are
many.
aiming for 50. And that's
Can I add that to date we are on the 12th and there's still not been any defendants added to the case? And listen, you little rat, if you were as smart when it comes to the legal system as you think you are, you wouldn't have had to take a federal snitch position and still ended up in jail.
the number that we have. Likely 49, or I think it was 49, the actual number.
Oh,
But that's a lot
49.
of people that are going to have a lot of explaining to do.
Who remembers when Seth and Tony came out and said, "Oh, it's not 12, it's not 15, it's not more than 20." God, he's unbearable.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke at all.
Yeah, let's get those
It's
thumbs up.
with the courts. They can't just say, "Oh, we're throwing this in the trash." No, everybody's going to get heard.
You think? You think so? You don't think they can just throw it in the trash? Okay.
All 10 plaintiffs, in
Oh.
addition to the next batch of 10 that are being added.
All right, remember, y'all, this is back this is November 7th. He said there was going to be 10 more plaintiffs. He said there was going to be 20 plaintiffs altogether. And at this point, I still was not served. Keep that in mind. I still was not served.
Will be heard. So again, it's a class action injunction. It's not a lawsuit, it's an injunction, and it's a serious thing. And
It's a class action. Yet on the very front page, it is if this is a class action, and they put no.
I don't care if you don't take it serious. I am just
How
giving
serious are you
advice, I
taking it?
guess, to the people that don't. You should, because one is
Mhm.
going to let us focus on Sebastian. Not this distracted. They don't get distracted about this, but
Your lack of good internet is very distracting. I have a question for the chat. Do you think that an intelligence group has enough intelligence to not pay attention to YouTube when actually retained and hired to find a missing child? Do you really think that YouTube was distracting these guys? Yep, they sure did. Look who's getting the last laugh. Oh, we're keeping all of it. This
There's
is
no to
quoted.
drag yourself into something that we all know you won't be able to afford to get out. Now, maybe
Right there. Listen to that. That's important. This shows their intent.
don't even they don't get distracted about this, but there's no to drag yourself into something that we all know you won't be able to afford to get out. Now, maybe there are YouTubers, not in this case, on YouTube that can afford litigation. Probably two.
Does that not speak of their intent? You won't be able to afford to get out of this, he said.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Have you ever noticed that when someone can't face their own faults, they make you the problem instead? It's easier for them to paint you as the villain than to confront their own mistakes or take responsibility for their actions. By placing the blame on you, they create a convenient distraction from the truth they've been avoiding. But no matter how much they deflect or shift the narrative, it doesn't change the reality of their behavior. Their actions are a reflection of their own inner struggles and insecurities, not a measure of your worth or who you are. You don't have to carry the weight of their unresolved issues. Those belong to them, not you.